Well, we start hopping into this one, and we start sitting on this one. We've been a few rolls in, and I think he didn't want to do stand-up just again. And he started to think about hopping over my guard. I could see it, so I started to sit up. He's going to try to pass around. I'll just go into the half guard because it's nice and easy once I get that head control. Start using that. He has to pluck my hand over. He has the isolation of the hand, which allows me to go sit towards his trunk area. And I'm not looking to do a leg attack. I'm actually using it to control his hip and his posture. And you'll see here I can move him a lot because of how much I have control of his hip. I can drag him around and everything. And then like right here, I use that leg extension to basically pass his guard. His hips are still above mine right now, but he can't get his legs in front of mine, basically, so it's a slow process of walking up. But he does a good job of turtling back up, but right here I've already threaded my hand into a head and arm triangle choke. His arm is just on the wrong side for me. It's a little too high. Like, it's almost on top of my head, basically, so here I shuck it over, and I start setting up for it. I'm putting a little bit of pressure, but he's answering the phone, and like right here he tried to turn into me, and he does really good, so I just come up into the mount position instead of losing the position because the submission wasn't that solid. So I start working on peeling his telephone off and then isolating his hand, but I'm not too committed to his hand, so he gets his hand back, and then he starts working his defense here, but I'm slowly creeping up, and he has really good hips and frames. You'll see it in a second. Right here he tries to sit up, and here I stuff him back down because I don't want the contest of trying to lose that mount position while he's more upwards. So here I'm keeping his head down to the mat, and I'm trying to isolate his arm, so then I'm going to swap arms because his other arm is higher up for me. It's not extended onto my body, so he's using one to frame and one to support his frame. So I start taking the support arm right here. I try to go for a little arm bar. I don't get it, so I start stuffing it down because I can feel how he's escaping. So I start putting it behind his back, and then here he puts his hands behind his back to S-grip behind his back, and it makes the submission very hard. However, right here I swap over and put the knee on face and do a rollover. It takes the arm away because he's got to be able to protect his neck from your leg. He was doing a real good job defending that with the grip behind his back. I don't actually know if you can get the submission with the grip behind the back. I wonder if you transition to an arm bar more, then it would work. But with the Kimura grip, it's not likely you're going to Kimura him if he's got his arm support there. And here I isolate his face a little bit, and I come up on top. I can feel his hand on my knee, and he's pushing on it. And I thought he was going to take his other hand and pluck that. Like, I could feel it right there, and I thought he was going to do that. And then he didn't, so I let go of his face. Because it's no choke or anything. It was just uncomfortable. There's no point in doing it. And here I'm trying to pressure my hips forward to keep his posture down. That's kind of why my butt is, like, so high up on him, so he can't gain any posture. And I'm using my closeness to remove any movement that he has up or down, right? The floor is going to stop the escape, obviously. So right here, I'm just isolating a hand, and then I'm trying to go again for a type of Kimura, but my hands are in the wrong position, so I start setting up for a reverse triangle. And I have the Kimura grip right here, but he's doing a good job, so I'll just roll him over, right? And then right here, I'm just going to lock up my legs so he can't really go anywhere, almost into like a scissor notion, but then I'm just going to cup up on top so I can keep that arm isolated. But he does a really good job here. Again, strong hips, but it puts him right into an arm bar, unfortunately. And he was doing really good defenses. And then we talked about, like right there, he could have, flattened his shoulders down to get his elbow out after his roll. But like after one escape, after another escape, and then you fall into another submission from one of your escapes, it gets tiring, and your brain's like catching up those things. And he has really good movement, so he it's just a matter of time till he just keeps escaping from everyone's attacks. He's got really good body awareness. But here I'm trying to explain like how his shoulders, he could use his shoulders and his hips to basically steal his elbow out from that submission. I didn't really have a really solidified position because we were still in like motion. So if he would have been able to rotate his shoulders and his hips a little bit, then it would have been a pretty easy escape for him. Here we're trying to figure out what position we were in, and obviously that's always hard to do because we come here and then we forget that he escapes again. So I'm showing him something that has no bearings to what we were doing. But, that's the beauty of videotape. You get to go back and watch some mistakes and things you did right and all the in-between. Yeah. Little triangle setup. I don't quite know. Oh yeah, he's rolling over the other direction. We were seeing if it would work better if he used his hips to kind of engage back up. We were seeing if he can use his hips to basically lock it up and stale it out, or cause like a stalemate. But I don't think it has the same effect, because when you're on the upper position you can easily push it off and then isolate limbs. Obviously everything's a fight in a real one, but I don't think that that's a solid defense. But with a little bit of cultivating, I guess you can pretty much make anything into a solid defense. Practice well enough and put enough thought into it with body mechanics. But I'm pretty sure that's all for this one. So yeah, some good rules, solid